What is up? Welcome back for another episode of The Tailgate Show. It's Double A. It's Air Jer. It's Speed. Wait, who is that? Is that Tommy? What's up, Tommy? What's going on, Tommy? How are you, Tommy?
It's my Bruce Arians impression. Just because
looking wicked smart, Tommy. Wicked smart.
I want him to thump the Packers, bro. So I figured this would be my Bruce Arians tribute.
Okay.
I need to put that big old pack on my chest, though. I don't know what the hell that was.
You look like you'd shank somebody for a pack of Newports.
He might.
Look like you cut a bitch, Tommy.
I had a meeting tonight.
Oh, a little meeting. Was it a meeting of the sadness over all of the Bears coaches departing?
I thought we were firing everyone.
Exactly. Like a week ago, this fan base had everybody lined up on the plank. The whole, from top to bottom, everybody was on the plank. And now, after the press conference of death, now some coaches,
Jay Rodgers invented defense. I didn't realize, but it's
apparently Jay Rodgers is Buddy Ryan. Apparently now everybody's straight tripping over these coaches leaving. Like, I don't get it. Like, I get it. Listen, we bitched about Brandon Staley, right? We bitched that they let him go, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I knew that Brandon Staley was the shit before any of this happened. I couldn't have told you any of that shit. So like, people need to stop acting like, they discovered that shit. Like, it's like, it sucks. A guy went to a different environment. He blew up. All of a sudden, he's a young head coach. And guess what? Jay Rodgers, in his, what he's going to be there, his 7th year, right? 7th year, has an opportunity to go to Los Angeles. And we're tripping out, coming up with all these crazy conspiracy theories, acting like Jay Rodgers developed cold fusion and shit.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Joe.
George McCaskey put it best. Bolt up.
Right. I mean, we'll get into that in a minute, but like,
so
that's
what I was
Bears
saying,
fans are tripping. Go ahead.
In that press conference, we were sold that the collaboration and all the pieces are in place. Well, when assistant coaches start leaving, those pieces aren't in place. That is so we got. I mean, we knew we got sold a crock of shit, but like if you do wonder. We were told they're not lame ducks, but like these guys might just be jumping ship because they know that there's no stability. I can't blame a guy for going to a team with a coach that just got signed for 6 years or going over to the Chargers or whatever. You got more stability.
Well, it's not like it's an adjacent move either. It's a move up the ladder.
It is, but I'm just saying there's something to stability too. So you can't fault these guys for taking off.
Listen, like, we have to remember, and I think that we often forget, like, that, people don't have the same affinity for the Bears. They'll you see, George Kittle, like, saying, how much he loves the Bears and all this shit. But it's like, it's cute to say and like whatever. But when it comes down to it, I don't think they're necessarily viewed as like attractive. Like, there's no tax break or beach. Or, there's the city, which is cool. I mean, Chicago's cool, but like, for somebody who has millions of dollars and can travel all around the world, like, how cool is it? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have that kind of cachet. Like, to go to LA in a brand new stadium with Justin Herbert as your quarterback. Like, I mean, you're not the quarterback coach, but
you've been to South Beach, man. Like, I've been to South Beach, and I can tell you right now, if I was Deshaun Watson, with the money he has in South Beach, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I don't really think he's like that on that party, like, going out life, actually. But I think because Houston's definitely got plenty of that if he really wanted to be. It's not like Miami.
Be struggling in South Beach as a young
athlete. Right. But mainly he's going to be looking at tax breaks and the team itself. It's just, listen, like, what Ted and George showed everybody in the fan base and the whole team, the players, the coaches, is that up at the top of Hallis Hall, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's what they told everyone. Like, we think the players didn't see that press conference and the assistant coaches, and people are texting them going, what the fuck is up with your workplace, bro? Your workplace is kind of a hot mess, huh? Yeah. And especially if you're a free agent and your boy just got a great job. I mean, it's not even a difficult decision.
Well, I tell you, the one benefit Chicago does has is if you win, you're forever.
Yeah, but that's it. That's true in any NFL city to some degree. I think that's another thing that gets overblown.
Okay, so you got in Philly, you got the statue of Peterson and Foles. That's what that does.
Right.
Okay.
Two dudes that are no longer there. They just fired a coach who has a statue. But we can't fire a coach for 6-game losing streak.
Well, no, that's crazy.
Hey, they kept it together and they toughed out a 3-game win streak against shit teams, man.
That's right. So in recent days, the Bears have retained a GM and a head coach that are 16-16 in their last 2 seasons, and they have made the massive accomplishments of a 6-game losing streak and a 5-game losing streak.
Right.
And yes, they toughed those things out. In 1 year, they didn't make the playoffs, and another year, some new rules popped up and allowed them to make the playoffs. So that's who you decide to retain. And you think those other coaches are going to be like, yeah, we want to hang around and see what happens.
Just chill.
No.
Well, there's been rumors in the past, too, where Jay Rodgers, he just wasn't that dude that wanted to be the main guy, defensive coordinator. And when he goes to the Chargers, Staley may be calling the plays. It's a promotion and title. You know what I mean? That's how it works. But
also you have to look at the pressure. You think he saw what Pagano went through, right? Getting blamed.
LA, there's no pressure at all for the Chargers.
Zero. They have no expectations, no pressure. There's none of that. Here, does he really want to try to be the next guy to try to fill Fangio's shoes? Yeah. I mean, that's another thing.
You just hear one person say, "Oh, they're an expert defensive line coach," and the narrative just flows because, how the fuck does anybody really know without being near that guy in the team meetings? We don't really know how his greatness. It's an assistant.
And there's a certain. Go ahead, Jerry.
I was gonna say, and more importantly, who's gonna clean the baby bottles out for Mitch now?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, then we got to move on to we're talking about Jay Rodgers. Next up, and this has been talked about for a week, but that Dave Ragone somehow would be getting a promotion and moving to, of all teams, the Falcons. Well, that happened today. And not only did that happen, with Dave Ragone going from pass game coordinator or, whatever, assistant to the traveling secretary, we know what his real job was. He was Mitch's wet nurse, making sure that, everything was cool and, his baba was warm and all that shit. He is now going to be the offensive coordinator for the Falcons. What?
Right. Not a lot of talk about that today, though. People were cool with that.
Well, people were like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here," whatever. But it's just weird to me.
Our defense regressed too. We've been complaining about it all season. So all of a sudden, now the D line was great this year. People are defending it.
Bro, people are listing Jay Rodgers' resume and putting Mario Edwards on it.
RRH, man, 10 tackles, 0 sacks. Oh,
he was hurt. He was hurt. He's a UDFA. Whatever, but we are so moist for these dudes. It's so pathetic. You don't think that every damn good team in the league, every season, every good team has to have 2 or 3 guys who came out of nowhere. That is the story of every successful NFL season ever. But we see it happen, and we fucking think that whoever did that must be a magical shaman, who's able to coax greatness out of this stone.
Oh, Charles London. There's people up in arms. I personally like Stan Drayton better.
Whatever.
Take the position groups. Answer me, who on any position group on this team exceeded expectations? Who?
I mean, I think Brian Ginn.
The kicker.
No, Brian Ginn, assistant special teams coach. I mean, the guy. He's really a great football mind.
He really stacks up the T's and makes sure they're where they fucking need to go.
Chris Jackson, the assistant wide receiver coach, another very brilliant football mind, has a lot of potential, and I'm going to be really upset. He's a master.
Yeah, he's a real fucking man.
That's all you have to say, and then it just grows and grows and grows, and people get off.
All right. Well, that's the stupid thing is it's like, and then it becomes this stupid group think. Where it's just like, yeah, oh my God, did you guys hear? We lost. No, what does it mean? The Bears are losing coaches. Dude, they're about to hire a new defensive coordinator. He was going to hire his own staff.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
And if he didn't, I think that would have been a mistake because it's time for a new voice. This defense has underachieved for 2 years solid.
Yeah.
And Robert Quinn didn't come and
almost go 2 plus if you go into the playoff game.
Sure, exactly. Although I will chalk some of that up to injury. I think, obviously we've talked about the Eddie Jackson injury was a huge deal. But
there was time. Let's not get it twisted. There was times in that 2018 season where defense sitting back and giving up whatever.
Right, but overall, you can't. That season is not. It's unfuckwittable. Don't. I'm sorry, but I have to stop.
How dare you talk negatively about Vic's defense?
No, well, it is, isn't it? I mean, I've talked about his soft fourth quarter, bullshit. But I'm saying, isn't that right? Don't we act like 2018 is like 1985A?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how fucking pathetic it is that we don't have anything.
First round playoff exit, but it was our Super Bowl.
Right. Motherfuckers are still out here, we're still out here commemorating the Parkey kick and shit, getting all twisted up again. Get over it. Yeah. When you're in it, and I know Patriot fans are fucking crazy, but when you're in it every single year.
They're not. They're just dicks.
Right. But I'm saying, when you start to be a team that is expected to win actually does win, you are going to,
Patriot fans are assholes, though, right? They were assholes before they started winning, so they didn't know what winning was. So when they started winning, it was the same people, but just winning.
That's a lot of fan bases. I mean,
they're straight dickheads, bro.
Of course they are, because they're massholes on top of it. But
they're also a lot. There's a mix there, bro. A lot of frustrated Giants fans went with when Parcells left. It's a very interesting mix.
But
there's a lot of Yankee fans.
My point is this: when you get to that point, you feel a lot of loss. You feel a lot of, it's like being a LeBron fan. Dude is in the finals every year. You're a little bit calloused to the losses. We rode this artificial high on 2018, and then we crashed down so hard that it's we're still kind of, it's
wasn't that last place? That was the last place schedule too. But we didn't care.
Yeah, and we played a million backup quarterbacks. The quarterbacks they played were a hot mess. So the point is that who on this coaching staff should feel that their departure would be some great loss. You tell me Luis Castillo's leaving, I'd be like, whatever. I mean, I don't really know what the fuck he did. We don't know what the fuck these guys do.
I think Juan Castillo.
Yeah.
What did I say? Luis Castillo.
Luis.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would be cool. I mean, guys got defensive range.
The offensive line. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, though. None of these
Juan has been a DC, right? He's been a defensive coordinator.
None of these coaches are worth getting all twisted up about. Not at all. You wanted to fire them all.
We wanted to fire everybody.
Bro, we wanted to fire Tony Medlin.
Right.
No, that's the one guy we wanted to fire.
Motherfuckers were the one to fire, Andre Tucker. COVID thing was cool, but you got to go, Playboy. I mean, everybody who had wanted blood, and then it's like a week goes by, and they show us some highlight videos of the win over the Saints, and the team. Guess who the team interviewed, guys? Samurai Mike. Why the fuck not, right?
Why not?
When in doubt, the meathead Bears ownership playbook is dust off some fucking half-dead corpse from the 85 team and trot him out there and get everybody all bonered up like 85 style.
You see this? That's how many games he's won in high school as a high school coach.
Well, who gives a fuck about that? Those guys, yeah.
But why did? But it's like, stop playing us, bro. Stop playing us.
High school and NFL are. Come on, man.
I know, but stop.
Coach you a win.
The organization.
Let's talk about his high school team. Like, we don't know where he coached.
The organization needs to stop playing us. Is what I'm saying. Like, how dare you interview that guy? You know that's straight garbage.
They wouldn't be able to tolerate that.
They're either doing him as they're
coming and whipped him and like. Are you kidding me? Like Eddie Jackson, if he had a game like that with Mike, he'd get his ass.
Can't do it.
He would cry. They wouldn't do shit. Now you wouldn't have that. Now you'd be like, now you fucking fucking sit down and have some s'mores with them. Now you'd be like, we're going out to the forest, guys. We're gonna have a team building exercise because you guys can't tackle. But tackling hasn't found you.
Yeah, they would bring Singletary in just to release some commemorative Singletary jersey. Like that's
exactly. Or they're trying to do dude a solid because who knows? Samurai Mike could be broke. I mean, he's hanging out with Trump, trying to jock Trump for something. I don't know. I mean, we found out why Brian Urlacher was hanging out with Trump, which is what I said, to get Casey, his corrupt Illinois politician brother, off the hook. So shout out to Brian for getting a presidential pardon for his brother. Whatever your politics are, I'm sure you'd probably get down with that. I mean, you have the means.
The weird thing
to get your brother out of jail.
You're bringing Mike Singletary, right? But what about former players like Leslie Frazier? With
the actual
because it's a publicity stunt.
I know he's not. He's coaching up the Bills defense right now, but he's been around for years.
Yeah, he's in the NFC Championship.
Exactly, and Bob Babbage too, our old linebacker coach when Urlacher was here.
Because that's what the Bears do. They make the wrong decision, not once, not twice.
3 times
they just keep repeating themselves.
Arians is playing this weekend. That's a guy we could have had this whole time. Yeah. We let him walk the trustman.
You can play 6 degrees of suckitude with the Bears, with every player, every good coach. The Bears have been almost have maybe coulda sniffed this, that. I mean, they're always right near success, but not really in it.
I'm sorry, going back to that, not that it's worth revisiting, but you put Arians back down with Cutler, shit might have been a little different.
Who knows, man? He might have also just let Cutler go wild, and Cutler would have thrown 30 picks.
Why not let Cutler be the quarterback's coach? Who would be the worst Bears ex-Bear or ex-Bear coach to come back? who
Ex-Bear to coach?
Ex-Bear or ex-Bear coach?
Yeah, you could have Shea McClellan, defensive end coach. What?
I think Mitch might be the worst player to come back and
coach. Mitch is at least got some that doofy.
No, could you imagine him trying to coach though? Hey, let's get them, boys.
Some people pay money for that.
Trubisky and Gravy, Bear Down Loyal says no rags, no Super Bowl.
Sam
Hurd, wide receiver coach. That might win. The Jay Bellamy, wide receiver coach. Cody Parkey, special teams coach.
Oh, that would do it.
Tight ends coach.
Tight ends coach.
Chris Conti,
Shaheen.
Chris Conti, defensive backs.
Yes, Chris Conti, defensive backs coach. Fucking Marion Barber, running backs coach.
Oh, God. That's funny.
David Terrell, wide receiver coach.
Oh,
No. There's one worse yet, and you've got his jersey.
Kevin White.
Yeah, there it is.
Kevin White, wide receiver coach. Sam Hurd, though. That's a good one.
That is good.
But yeah, man, it's been wild. So Kubiak retired. The Lions signed an absolute buffoon to be their coach.
He is not the dude.
Like, I don't know what happened, but this dude went up there and started talking about if we get punched, we're going to bite your kneecaps and, like, we're going to get up, and if we get knocked down again, we're going to get up. And basically, like,
that. From that Saints team, the way they were, they play dirty, man. That's where he's coming from.
Right. Well, and that's Greg Williams, you know. So the question, you know, people are like, is this going to be like Jim Schwartz ball again? You know what I mean? Like, Dominican Sushi.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrible plan on his part. I mean, it only works if your scheme is, you know, like the Saints have that edge to them, right? But your scheme better be on point. You know, and I'm not saying Dan Campbell, whatever, doesn't know what he's doing, but he seems like
bite kneecaps through a helmet, through a face mask, though.
I'm just saying, like, this is the first time everybody heard him open his mouth, and it wasn't like, wow, he seems sharp. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know.
He's a former NFL tight end.
For the 0-16 Lions.
It seems appropriate.
Like,
he was on Dallas for a little while too, right?
They won the anti-championship.
Right.
You know, like they won Bizarro Super Bowl.
Look who their head coach was, defensive line guru, Marinelli.
Right, exactly. It's just like I don't understand like how this coaching hire season happens. Like, we have to remember too, these dudes are like interviewing over Zoom.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Like, it's coaching is such a nepotistic, like, circle jerk, you know, thing anyway, where dudes are just getting recommended. But but if you're the Falcons, like, how do you sit there and go, you know, how do we get a little bit of the Ragone magic? Like, and how do you look at the Bears? So this is my theory, is that around the league, they view the coaching staff as being good.
Right,
and that's
partially there's respect for Nagy. Nagy had a lot of Nagy like
right. There's still respect. Like, people in the know see his scheme, and I know all you fucking idiots with the all 22 subscription think you're, you know, just because you watch the tape. It's still
I have the subscription.
Like,
I mean,
like, everybody has that shit, man. Like, you're just because, like, I love this whole thing. Like, oh, I watched the tape. Okay, great. You don't probably know what the fuck you're looking at. Like, right. and I admit that most of the time I don't know what I'm looking at, but I don't sit here and try to tell you, like, I watched the tape, I'm a fucking genius. It's like, no, you're not.
You don't know what's called. I mean, you can judge, critique, you can critique like form and all that shit, but
we're sitting here going, we know what kind of coaches these guys are and who's responsible for what and this and that. Like, I wonder what Akeem Hicks would think if he knew that everybody was like, well, Jay Rogers is responsible for like, he would be like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
did any players even say anything?
Akeem made Jay Rogers, not the other way around.
No, but did any players like tweet anything out about this, like him leaving?
No, nobody's like,
oh, sign where it's like,
right. Like, even congratulations or anything, bro. Like, it's like, just stop it. Like, stop it with this shit. I can't, you know, and then people like trying to just make these cases for these dudes like, oh, it's woe is me, the sky is falling. It's like, no, it's business as fucking usual in the NFL. I mean, like, this shit is programmed. They know what they're doing. Like, these dudes are running spreadsheets.
Matters, but talent shines, man.
Right. Coaches get made by their players.
Yeah, but players get put in positions by coaches to make.
Yeah, the coaches develop players.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that Akeem Hicks made us know who Jay Rogers is, not the other way around.
Well, him, Bilal Nichols, you could.
Oh God, give me a break with Bilal Nichols.
Yeah, I better not, because guess what? They're going to cut Akeem and they're going to pay Bilal.
Okay, great. They don't have to pay Bilal this year, I don't believe.
They can.
Yeah, well, that would be a fucking super Ryan Pace move right there. Let's overpay Bilal before he's. That's what I'm saying. Is Bilal Nichols hasn't done a goddamn thing. We're so
He did pretty well this year.
You're gonna say that? You're the one that's talking about how bad the D line played all year. The D line did not play good.
No,
overall.
the defense as a whole didn't play up to expectations. I like Bilal though.
It's 8-8. This is 8-8. This is what 8-8 feels like. It's like
Hey,
they were kind of good and not really good, and we gave up a bunch of rushing yards sometimes, and then other times we stopped it. It's just like there's nothing great. There's nothing great to hold on to. And if fans want to hold on to these coaches and think that they're all special, you're wrong.
It's like, look, I know it's just Twitter.
And there's a very good possibility they go on and they do well. But
and that's great.
The reality is they didn't do it here. I mean, what offensive coach has any claim to anything good?
Nobody.
I mean, I floated early that Jay Rodgers I thought would be a good DC early, way early. And then he got plucked. That's what happens when you're a good coach. You get plucked. You get a chance to take your effort somewhere.
Yeah, but if we were able to pick out quarterbacks correctly,
if we were able to evaluate
this offensive staff, everybody would love it.
Who wants to coach with these idiots? Who wants to coach with Pace now?
Well, I don't know, and that's the question. Is that like people are saying two things? Mostly that they're saying that it's rats off a drowning ship. That they're, like you said, Brian, they're going for that stability because the Bears.
We talked about it to start off. If they watch that presser too, like if I watched that presser when I worked there and something better came up, peace. That basically, that didn't give me any. That wouldn't give me any confidence as an employee.
And this because listen, like. The Foles thing exposed Nagy, right?
Right.
And a little bit of the shine comes off of that, 3-game winning streak against bad teams because a little bit of that might be because of Bill Lazor. So, like Nagy still got his respect around the league to some degree, but the shine's off him a little bit. And I think the assistant coaches, like, you could say that, like, they're looking at it this way, like, another year of Nick Foles is not going to make anything good happen for anybody.
Correct.
Right? So they want to get out while they can. Well, there's still some shine left on the whole situation.
That's not the plan.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, or you could look at the other way that this is a good coaching staff and people think highly of them, and that's why these guys are getting jobs. I mean, I think both are true.
Yeah, I think
both can be true.
I talked to Chris online. Everybody knows in this area, Chris Armstrong. We're friends with her. She brought up that maybe it's the quarterback play was just that bad that it brought the coaching staff down. It's very, very possible. Like I said. Like you were saying, all of these things can be true simultaneously.
Absolutely.
And that's
we saw that. I mean, 2019 was all about Nagy chasing with Mitch.
And he's still chasing.
Right.
Since Nagy's been here, that's what it's been about.
But he kept thinking, throw. I can unlock him. I'm just, like he's going to get it. And then he would get it for a second, and that would make it even worse. Like it's just like, that the little bit of success almost ruined shit because, they thought, I can repeat this. And that's the thing is that the elite players repeat success. They don't have success every now and then.
I love
success.
Love the Khalil Mack move. I'm not going to complain about it, but dude, that was a win now move, and we were not in win now mode. And what that did with losing the draft.
Excuse me, sir, we were a kicker away.
No, I'm talking about when we first got Khalil. We weren't in win now mode, and that it sped things up. He gave that shot to our defense, and that's a GM not realizing the temperature of the room. That's a move you make when you feel like that's a piece you add to get you to that next step. And we weren't there. We kept those draft picks. That's
right, and see, it's also a rookie move because like. A GM that's been through the wars, been up, been down, seen this, seen that, will know, hey, you know what, this seems really exciting, right? Like,
put you over the top when you're close enough to get.
But that's the thing is that you have to remember is that he knew I just got a job for a couple of fucking rubes, right? Like, he's smart enough to know, oh, I got these two fuckers on the hook. So all I have to do is build them a fancy building and, sell some jerseys and get people doing this and that and sell some rah-rah shit, and I'll be good to go for another 5 years.
Right.
So, when
Cardinal Waddle Sylvie, man, I don't know who it was, but he calls them Bears Inc.
Yep.
That's what it is.
What this fucking is. Everything, all this shit, the product is strong, and that's what Ted told us. No quarterback, no winning. Everything else is there.
Yep.
Everyone's debit card should have glowed red when he said that. Like a little, everything else is there. We know you're going to buy the shit no matter what. And this weekend, I don't know if it's fucking true or not, but this dude posted this letter that he supposedly his friend sent to George McCaskey, and it was like, blah, blah, blah. The organization isn't, up to snuff. I'm changing my allegiance, yada, yada, yada. And they put up the picture of what looks to be pretty damn real handwritten note back to him from George. Yeah, and George is just basically George is just super honest. Like, honestly, like, he just gave it to him straight. And he said, "Dear Mr. Gold, thank you for your letter of December 10th. We are disappointed to learn you are ending your lifelong allegiance to the Bears. However, you've made an excellent choice in deciding to root for the Chargers. They have an exciting and talented quarterback and a bright future. Perhaps in time, we will give you or your children reason to return to the Navy and Orange. In the meantime, bolt up, George H. McCaskey."
I looked into his signatures. He usually throws the full Hallis in there, so I don't know if that's real or not. But
no, I've seen screenshots of the George H. McCaskey. I looked at this. I think the signature looks pretty legit. Even if it's not real, it's amazing. Like, I don't even care if it's not real.
Man, I wrote Lovey when he first got the job, and he wrote back a handwritten letter with his business card and all that shit. Like,
the Bears are about some old school shit. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Like, if that is, and what a savage George is, bro. Because George is just like, you motherfucker, I'm so rich. It doesn't matter. I own an NFL team. As long as you consume the product, I don't care.
I'm rich, bitch.
I'm Wayne Brady, bitch. Like, I will cut a bitch. Like, he was just like, yo, it's such a power move. Like, because he gets paid no matter what. You as long as you are watching the NFL, he does not give a fuck who you're rooting for. You're trying to tell him, oh, I'm not going to go anymore. Like, get out of here.
Nobody's going right now. He's doing just fine.
Right. And it's so, like, it was so perfect and, like, passive-aggressive and, like, surgical. Like, it's just, like, just the right amount of, like, Ned Flanders and then a little bit, like, I prefer to believe it's real. And honestly, I think it's fucking amazing. It's so, like, quit clutching your fucking pearls, Bears fans.
Like, why would you bring up another team, though? That's what I'm going to this team.
Because he's trying to be, he's trying to throw it out. Like, look at my new girl.
Tell him you're going to be a Green Bay fan.
Like, look, yeah, I mean, that might get him a little.
Let's see if he writes Go Pack Go.
No, he wouldn't write that. He wouldn't write that, but he would be like, I understand, we strive to like, it's just.
My grandfather bailed them out.
Quit clutching your pearls. Like, it's not that serious. It is, and I'm not saying don't be passionate, but, like.
Family's dysfunctional as fuck, too, man. That article you sent me.
Oh, my God. Like, all that shit, like what happened to Muggs Hallis, like
George Hallis being full of sawdust at the autopsy and shit.
Bro, like the McCaskies are one thing, the Hallises are something else. okay, they don't fucking get down with each other. The Hallises are football royalty. The McCaskies married into that shit. And it's not a great...
Shit ain't sweet.
No. Shit is not sweet. George didn't learn a fucking thing about football his whole life. Like, how do you grow up and as a Hallis and you don't fucking learn anything about football? Like, I don't get it. Like, you might come from a family of dentists and you may not end up being a dentist, but like, I bet you know some shit about dentistry just by accident.
Or a family-run business.
I mean,
right. Like anything. Like, I don't... Like you
when
gotta
your family
really...
owns an NFL team, it could be a chance you might want to pay attention to that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but that's the thing, and that's how he comes across. It's just like, he's not a dude who has ever had to worry about working or,
and
failing.
It actually shows. It shows the way he runs the team.
Well, and that's the thing too that like drives me crazy is like people love this idea of like a football czar. What makes you think that they would find anybody better? There'd be one more
Peyton
dude.
Manning. Like Peyton Manning was a great player. Just because he has a show, like you don't know what he runs shit like.
Peyton Manning is a great public speaker. Dude has jokes. He spoke at my company's conference last year in Las Vegas, back when the world was normal. Like, he's funny. Like, he's funny as hell. But since he stopped playing, has been tackling media and doing this shit.
Marketing himself.
Right. But he has been honing this craft the way he honed the craft of quarterbacking. It's not just like, aw shucks. Like, dude is really, he's got this aw shucks, like, sugar coating to the whole thing. But he's fucking genius. Like, he's a genius and he's working at it. And his, he's got public speaking programs. Like, you can tell he's got a 30-minute, he's got a 45-minute, he's got a 90-minute, he's got a 10-minute, where he can give you the Peyton package all at once. And props to him, because it's he's making a name for himself. His shows and, it's like the aw shucks genius is breaking it down for everybody. And we all get so, hyped about it. It's like, doesn't mean that he can run an organization.
No.
But he did the special at Soldier Field with Bill Schwartz.
Right.
Go ahead, it's the same theory with the assistant coaches. I mean, think about the coach that we hired from Jacksonville that went to Minnesota that came back here. God damn it, what's DiFilippo. He can break down tape really good. There's actual... Doesn't mean he can coach worth of shit. It doesn't mean he can get his guys to produce worth of shit.
Well, and the thing is that as a coach...
He broke down tape for 10 minutes in front of us. So
Right. And we never seen that before, so we get all fucking, bonered up about it. But
I mean, you got people actually wearing, like, dude, I saw somebody sent me a picture of this dude wearing a picture of himself on his shirt.
No, that sounds about
That's
right.
wild, bro. That's like that corny shit, like when a dude's like all like head over heels for a chick and like it's a picture of both of them on the t-shirt.
Oh my god!
You're just like, yo, you're her, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You fucking make bitmojis of yourself and shit.
But yeah, people just, like little videos will get people all up in their feelings.
Right. Like, we just fall in love with these dudes. Like, it's just, but these players make the coaches, okay? Like, first the player needs to succeed. Most of the time, the way it works is the player or the player group succeeds, and then the reporters start writing articles about it, and they do their little backstories, and then they find out, oh, this coach Jay Rogers, blah, blah, blah. And they sell us a little narrative, a little, thing, this and that. I mean,
similar. Look what happened in Philly, right? They win the Super Bowl. Everybody's like, oh, DiFilippo, hot name, right? He leaves, doesn't do anything.
Right.
And Reich left, shit changed. That was the dude.
Right. And remember, the only reason Reich has his job is because Josh McDaniel backed out.
Yep.
They won a Nagy too.
You can go back into our own history. Go back to 2007 and 2006. Ron Rivera. We kept Lovey.
Yeah.
Ballard won in Nagy, dude.
This happens. This happens all around the league. It's not. We're not special for it, but the difference is that other teams hit occasionally. We always make the wrong choice. Like the Bears just always make the wrong fucking choice.
Do you remember on Monday Night Football they used to have this thing called "You Make the Call"?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like the Bears play this game every week. You make the call, and they always get it wrong.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Like, even an obvious one. Like, should they fire the coach? Yes or no? No. Wrong.
I just like
and so we have in this week. We had George Edwards and it was the Gannon dude from the Colts, the defensive back coach.
Yeah.
And then that Brad Bigg's little brother, James Betcher.
Mm-hmm. And apparently they interviewed Aaron Glenn, who was a hot name, and now he's with the Lions.
Did they interview him, or did he just decline to talk to him because he made up his mind?
I heard they talked to him. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
He was in the mix. I mean, you know how it is, like officially interviewed or just chit chat, like whatever.
Yeah, he went to Detroit, right?
He was in the mix.
It depends on who's writing that.
Yeah, he went to Detroit.
Yeah, with that 6-year contract. The coach.
What, Jerry?
Depends on who's writing the headline that wants you to click the story. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, yes, exactly.
It's like, oh well, we got dissed by this coach because he wants to go to Detroit.
Right.
No, he went with his boy. The Dan Campbell is he came from the Saints, right?
Yes.
Glenn followed him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's crazy.
I mean, it is what it is, and that's fine. Like, dude. They're interviewing right now. The Lions are supposedly interviewing Ike Hilliard for offensive coordinator.
Damn.
I was like, what? Ike Hilliard? Damn, okay.
Wasn't he just playing not too long ago?
Apparently he's the wide receivers coach for the Steelers.
I've heard no Mike Frary news. You figured he'd be like the head coach at Notre Dame by now.
Right, exactly. Like, where are all his interviews? Apparently he's the greatest coach ever.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is that this is bullshit season.
Right.
So a lot of these things are getting floated out there as like a solid. And I think that's what the Singletary thing was. Is they're trying to get him back into the
love you, man, just to like go up Nagy's ass sideways.
Yeah, well, they're not going to do that. I mean, that's the one thing they don't do, and this is why ultimately I don't think we're really in the Deshaun Watson mix when it comes down to it, is they're not really willing to go full mea culpa on something. You know what I mean? Like,
ain't happening for nobody.
And we know that Nagy and Pace are not completely willing to, blame themselves completely on anything. So you would really have to like force feed yourself a lot of crow to get to the point where you do something crazy like sell everything for Deshaun. Like I don't see them doing it.
You need to be crazy for trading that dude. I don't see that. There's no way. Way.
What's going to happen is
they're going to trade. It'd be like September.
Cooler heads are going to prevail. They're going to hire Eric Bieniemy as the head coach. It'll all be good.
He's going to get that first paycheck and be like, oh, okay.
Hopefully that Jack Easterby guy like goes away or fades to the background, and they'll figure it out, Well,
they got a real GM in there now. That's the thing. Like, there's no way that he actually looks at this roster and says, I'm going to trade Deshaun Watson. I mean, how many picks will we have to give up? They're saying 3. Like, you think about that. A team has to give up 3 to get him. You know how far that's going to set your organization back by getting rid of him?
I mean, that's like paying a quarterback $84 million and running off 6 offensive coordinators.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Like he's a guy that's like a winning lottery ticket. It's not just a lottery ticket; like it's like a winning lottery ticket. And you want to trade that for 3 other scratch offs?
It's not just the talent; it's the person he is and the impact. Right. Like the fans love him in Houston, man.
Right. Like so, if they don't, and if Cal McNair or whatever the fucking Big Bob, if the owner of the Texans, if he's really that big of an idiot and doesn't give this dude everything he wants, I mean, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. What are you out here doing?
They hire Casario as a GM from the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shit's gonna about. There's no way. Like, if somebody from the Patriots knows the importance of a franchise QB. Like, there is no fucking way. You just don't do it. That dude, Deshaun. I mean, like, he's gonna be elite if he stays healthy. He has elite talent.
Trubiskus and Gravy says, "What is the maximum numbers of first rounders you all would part with?"
3 all day. I don't give a fuck.
First
but that's
round? No way. 2.
Fuck that.
The Bears pick sucks though. That's the problem. Is that the 20th pick doesn't have a lot of value. Like, you know, they're gonna have a hard time competing because of that. Like, you know, and then honestly, like, if you put Deshaun on the Bears, it's probably at least a 10-win team, right? As the Bears are currently constructed with their offensive line and everything. Like, if you let's just say,
like, how many first rounders pan out? Fuck yeah, through first. 3 all day.
Oh, easily I would do 3. I would do 3 and 2 2s. I don't yes, Jerry, yes. This is a fucking unicorn, man.
20th
I would go 2 and a player. 2 and a player.
Fuck out of here. Did you see the picks? So you're telling me that you wouldn't trade?
You're going to be in the 20s if you get Deshaun here every year.
Would you trade? Let's look at it this way.
Where would Houston be at this year with Deshaun there?
Bro, it's a different
somebody put this up. Okay, this is what you trade for Deshaun Watson. Would you trade Kevin White?
Yeah.
Leonard Floyd, Roquan Smith, Mitch Trubisky, and then a couple of 2s, Cody Whitehair and Adam Shaheen. Would you trade all those players for Deshaun Watson? If you say no, you are fucking lying.
Okay, that you put it like that with knowing that. But you also
first round picks are not sure things, man.
Yeah, not knowing that.
You know he is a known commodity. That is so rare.
When's the last time this organization hit on three first round pick drafts in a row?
Bro, if we never won a Super Bowl, I would love to have Deshaun, just to have that guy, to have a real elite quarterback playing in a Bears uniform. If we never won the Super Bowl, I would trade 4 or 5 picks for that dude.
I've never seen a franchise quarterback in my lifetime all day 3. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
You remember the deal for Cutler, though. It was 2.
Cutler doesn't sniff Deshaun's jockstrap, bro.
I'm saying he was coming out how many years from Denver?
Cutler was a problem child who couldn't get along with Shanahan. You're not talking about that.
Deshaun, I'm talking about similarities in age.
Okay, but Deshaun is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Hall of Fame trajectory. He is a bad man. He's not Jay fucking Cutler.
No, man. And if he had an O-line, holy shit.
Bro, he did crazy shit on that garbage team last year. Shit that we couldn't even dream of. I would take him even if I knew we never won a Super Bowl, just to see it on the Bears.
Yep.
I want my favorite team to have a dude like that. I would trade the whole shit for the Favre and Rodgers years. If we could have 20 years of awesome quarterbacks, I would gladly only win 2 Super Bowls during that time. That's got to be fucking heaven. To know that you have a dude on your side that can win you the game by himself at any point.
Exactly.
We don't even know what that's like.
And unfortunately, we're in that
a lot of
position
future to give up, though.
Dude, we could have traded
what
back
future?
In that we could have traded back in that draft, gained a pick, and still drafted him.
Look what you're trading.
That's what sucks.
I know what you're saying in your scenario with those players. I understand that. I'm just like, man, to me, that's a lot.
Bro, Ryan Pace with first-round picks, okay? Yes, give up 3.
I get that.
4, 3 and 2 2s. I don't take your pick. Pick anyone on the roster and their car and their family. I don't give a fuck.
Their family.
Like the women, the children. We wish to purchase them. Whatever.
Look at the final 4 teams.
Wow.
Franchise quarterbacks matter, man.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. The parallel I drew was the Cutler one because there is precedent there for trading for a top flight quarterback, perceived top flight, not the same. I'm not saying that they're the same quarterback. I'm saying the perception of them at the time was like Jay Cutler was an ascending player. that they thought would stabilize. And he, to his credit, he did stabilize the quarterback position.
He was a known asshole though too.
Yeah, he was a known asshole before he got there.
Deshaun's like
Sorry,
the guy
you guys didn't know him.
The face of your franchise type personality, like that.
Proven commodity, Hall of Fame trajectory. Like, this dude is not some fucking, middling dude. This is a top 5 player in the NFL.
It never caused a problem until ownership didn't keep their word and say we're going to involve you in every step. He didn't go to them.
Which is why, right? But like you said, Diddy, that they would be out of their minds to let him out of there.
They would, yeah.
Like, it has to get real broken. It has to be way further along than some future lyrics tweets.
And that's why I don't see it happen until like September, man. They're going to try to go through the offseason and make it work for them.
Now, that being said, there was lots of times where the Raiders were like, we're never going to trade Khalil Mack, and everybody thought they would never trade Khalil Mack. The Giants thought they would never trade Odell Beckham. Now, those are not Deshaun Watson, but those are top players, right? And shit does erode, Shit does erode. Like, so you never know where it might head, and the Texans, sure seem to have a unique ability to fuck everything up. So
I can't even see them doing this. Not with a Patriot, like a guy from the Patriots going in there to be the GM. Like that's epically.
Well, but I mean, Watson also doesn't have diabetes. That's worth at least more. Jesus, no offense to diabetes. You, Trubisky's coming off the top rope, taking down our man Wilford Brimley.
Just the whole point was just there is precedent for it in our franchise. So could it happen? Yeah, it could happen.
Oh, if Pace and Nagy want to do it, and Riddick, who just loves to toy with Bears fans like no other, went on with Greenberg today on his radio show and was like, Nagy loves, Watson. Oh, he loves Watson. And don't you, think that he won't get in the mix for Deshaun Watson, and they're going to get in the mix, and they're going to do whatever it takes. Don't you think he doesn't want to do that? Now, it's not going to be his decision, but, basically saying that, like, there's the narrative that's coming out of there is that, okay, yeah, Pace fucked up the quarterback, but not Nagy.
Nope,
Nagy didn't fuck up the quarterback. Nagy was on Mahomes from Jump Street. Nagy, like, and let's not, let's act like we're gonna pretend that Nagy didn't also say he could work with Mitch, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, technically he did.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, let's not necessarily give him let's not give him a pass on that, but at the same time, like, you'll say anything in a job interview. Like, they go, can you ride a horse? And you're like, yeah, I can ride a horse, and then you show up and you're like, fuck.
Nagy brought in Nick Foles.
Right. Amongst the options that they had. They believe the Nick Foles hype. I'm not going to say that it was the best decision, but when you really get to the tail of the tape and you show me what Newton did and what Dalton did and what, even Teddy Bridgewater ended up being kind of, like, nobody's even sure if Teddy has a job next year. Like, Teddy didn't shock the world. Like, he was solid, but he didn't look like a dude who was going to be the starter for the next 2-3 seasons, maybe not even one more season. So they bought the Foles lie just like we did. They thought they could catch that lightning in a bottle,
Well, we didn't really buy it. I didn't buy it.
Yeah, but they did. Nagy thought that if he got Foles, who knows his system, it would show everybody. He was just trying to show everybody. It's not me, it's fucking 10. It's not me, it's Mitch. Let me just prove to you, because I got this dude who knows my system, and he still got it.
Really hung up on that, yeah.
And I'm going to get to Flippo, and I'm going to get all his friends. It's like when the White Sox signed everybody ever related to Manny Machado, and, like, they were trying like hell to get Machado. Machado's like, yeah, anyway, I'm going to San Diego. Like, fuck off. Sorry you hired my brother's wife. Like that's they literally brought in everything for Foles to succeed.
Doug Peterson?
I
That's early.
heard Peterson's taking the year off, but I would love him here as an OC.
Well, yeah, or some kind of new Brad Childress type of thing, you
Just
know.
OC,
I mean,
bro, take it from Nagy.
right? I mean,
He's
it's
locked him in
just
the play card room.
yeah, just fucking straight jacket. Fuck, man, like
Him and Smoke Mizell.
yeah, like it's just I don't know, like it just feels like. It feels like they could go so many different directions, and you got fans that are like telling them to cut both their tackles, like as if it's so easy to just replace your tackles.
No, there's only one you cut, and it's not Leno.
It's Massey.
Yes,
it's Massey.
Prone.
If
Leno
you're
at least plays.
If you're comfortable, like you said, if Nagy, they're putting it out there that Nagy had the quarterbacks ranked right. But like if you're comfortable with that and you feel like this guy can actually help you identify a rookie, bring in a stopgap guy and bring a rookie in to develop, I guess. Like I wouldn't be mad with that either. At least it's showing an initiative.
Well, and it's also the move that keeps them their jobs. So Deshaun, if they could somehow make it happen, sure they do it. If they can make Derek Carr happen, sure they do it. Now, I put this out today. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going to get cut. They saved almost $25 million by cutting him. What if now? And you made a great point, Brian, that he's going to end up on the Patriots. It makes too much sense. But let's say that for whatever reason the Patriots end up taking Mac Jones or Trey Lance.
Man, I take him as a stopgap for cheap.
Right. But, he's not going to be that cheap. He's still going to make $10 million a year.
That's cool.
I mean, Garoppolo's going to be like, I got them to the Super Bowl.
It's better than Glennon's contract. Shit. Yeah, I'll take it.
Right. So if you could say sign him for 2 years, $25 million, maybe 2 years, even $30 million. I don't really know how you afford it, but you make it happen.
Him or Ty. I still like the idea of Tyrod Taylor. I know a lot of people don't, but like that guy, like he's the rookies that come in behind him and end up succeeding. He's a good team guy.
Right. I mean, I don't have a problem with that at all. We've already talked about it. I'm down with Tyrod Taylor. But Jimmy Garoppolo, like, I don't know. My question is, because he does a lot of good moving in the pocket. He could climb the pocket. I think he's a guy that can still play.
Oh God, if him and Commit together, the city, man, oh my God.
Right.
It'd be a wrap.
I
mean, it's not like there's not a lot of like Jimmy Garoppolo fucking lovers out here or anything, but
there would be.
You guys listen to the last Hogan Johns, this newest one?
No.
What do they talk about? Yeah, Brian
doesn't talk about Cody Whitehair being a post-June cut and saving $6 million against the cap.
No fucking way would they cut Cody Whitehair. Who said that?
Fishbane brought it up. It's possible.
And that's not true. I don't listen to anybody. I listen to Under Center, which kind of sucks with JJ being.
Let's take a minute for that too.
Yeah, no, I listen to Under Center.
Sports Chicago has let two great voices go.
One.
And they let Lawrence Holmes was at NBC's.
Oh, okay, Lawrence, yeah.
So you go there and you go with JJ. What a travesty! What a complete. They look like Bears management.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they look like. And JJ's awesome with people like us. He gives us time.
Yeah.
He gives us time with when he just had his twins.
Yeah. Shout out to him. He's gonna land on his feet. He's gonna do great. Like,
right.
I mean, honestly, like, Layla Rahimi, got let go and she's doing fantastic. She's on the midday show on the Score now, by same fucking network. You know what I mean? Because they cut all their pregame White Sox programming. I mean, it's tough out there for these media companies. The CEOs don't want to take pay cuts. So we got to cut the programming back.
I blame it on George McCaskey, man. The team was doing better. These guys would stay.
Yeah, people were getting
no doubt. The networks will be doing better. I mean, everybody eats. That's why, I love the meatball fans. They're like, the media wants the Bears to be bad. The media's against the Bears. It's like, are you out of your fucking minds?
No,
the media wants the Bears to win, and so they can talk Bears all the time. The shows. I mean, you know how easy it is to be a fucking sports talk show host in Chicago when the Bears are good. You just turn on the fucking phone lines and start talking Bears, and the shows just happen. It's like they're over in the blink of an eye. They don't want the
And that's
Bears.
the thing.
To be
Like I was telling you, man, I've been listening to Waddle and Sylvie more and Cap, and like I've been listening to the radio show more than the pods. So like I don't have anything against. I like Hogan Johns. I just
you gotta switch up who you listen to. I get
exactly.
it. I listen to all the ESPN stuff too. I mean, sometimes though the callers I just think are a little much. Like I can't,
I like Mully and Hall once in a while.
I don't like Mully and Haw. I'm not into Mully and Haw. I never was a Mully and Hanley guy either. I never really got into that. But it does suck. Shout out to JJ. I know he's gonna land on his feet. He'll probably be with the Athletic by the end of the week. He's like a dude that is respected and is as nice of a guy as he is.
Yeah,
is going to find something like
and
it'll probably end up being better. Jason Goff, left the score and it was kind of a bad thing, and now he's doing the pregame for the Bulls, and like he's doing great. Like, the good people will bounce up.
Right. I do have the audio from Fishbane if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Okay, let me crank it up here.
Khalil Mack, and I'm only noting this because people bring it up a lot. His contract is actually pretty tradable.
He's talking about Mack.
It would actually his cap charge would be $5 million less than it is right now. So you could chalk that up as $5 million in cap savings if you want to look at it that way. And the way the guaranteed money works is not like the Bears have to pay him any extra cash if he gets traded.
I think
it's actually more tradable, I believe, than Robert Quinn's.
The reason why it's really tradable is because the team that gets it
they're talking
has an
about
even better contract.
Okay,
because they don't have to put him in my Dak Prescott trade.
Well, we did have somebody on Twitter going back and forth. I think he shouted you guys out yesterday. He doesn't even follow me.
Was he the one that put Bernie Sanders in the pick?
All right, sorry.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the production.
City with Ryan.
That was funny.
And who did that? Who is responsible for
All right, never mind. I'll find out.
Yes, I would trade Khalil Mack.
Trade proposal.
I don't know. We're off the rails. They're not trading Khalil Mack.
Okay.
No, I'm saying for Watson, if that were the case, yes, you trade him. I'm still hearing it.
But the fucking Texans don't want Khalil Mack's contract. If they're trading, they're trying to rebuild. They don't want old-ass Khalil Mack and this underachieving, he played hurt. Fuck out of here. They don't want him. Like, why would they want that? They can go out and get, Tua and a pick come on. Like, no. That's, again, getting Khalil Mack is a win now move. The Texans, if they trade Watson, they're not in a win now mode. That's why they're going to hire Bieniemy and everything will probably settle down. And so realistically, that's what the Bears are going to be left with. They're going to be left with, okay, is it Garoppolo, who's probably going to be the guy on the high end? Is it Tyrod, who makes a little bit less? Everybody's talking all week about how that Allen Robinson is definitely going to get franchised. You cannot pay $18 million guaranteed for one season to Allen Robinson right now.
Sorry, wrong sound.
Wow.
Yo, but
sorry, man, I fucked it up. My bad.
Man.
Realistically, can you pay Allen Robinson $18 million for what? To get thrown to by whomst?
Yeah, it depends on the situation at QB, but you could get two free agents in here for $9 million apiece.
Yes, you get Marvin Jones. You said T.Y. Hilton. I think T.Y. Hilton's going to be $14-15 million. But Marvin Jones, DeMarcus Robinson, these type of cats. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis.
Right. Who's from Chicago, so there's that.
Right. But I still think he's going to be in the 12-13 range. I don't think he's like an 8 to 10 guy.
All right, 2 for 21 or 1 for 18.
Again, right? Exactly. You have multiple holes on the wide receivers.
We need Anthony
Miller. Anthony Miller ain't shit and is probably going to get cut. Like, the rest of your guys, they're really nothing. Like, there's nobody.
No, I like Mooney,
so
man. Come on.
Like, and also, do you really? I don't know. Like, do you really want Allen Robinson's grumpy tweeting ass playing for you on your precious culture all season on a franchise tag? You know how insufferable he's going to be.
He's already got He's already got Detroit on his profile.
Right, exactly. Like, you're gonna, like, for real, you're gonna go with this whole,
Detroit
Allen Robinson,
right?
Right, exactly. You're gonna be fucking like, he's gonna have plenty of suitors. He's gonna end up on the Ravens, or like, I mean,
Allen Robinson. I'd be happy for him on the Ravens. Like, I know
Allen Robinson is kind of like an Anquan Bolden light. Like, he's not a game changer. He's not a guy, and I don't even know if Anquan Bolden was pretty badass.
I think it's not fair to say like he's not a game changer. Like, look who he's played with at quarterback his whole career.
I know, but he doesn't get
with a top guy. I think shit would be different.
He's also become a slot guy, and he doesn't get separation. He doesn't have breakaway speed.
Not like he used to. The injury definitely.
He can't get the 50-50 balls anymore. Like, let's be honest. He's right on the cusp. He's right on the cusp of crossing over to being a descending player.
Right.
There's a good chance that he has peaked.
It's hard to say with the quarterback play. I don't know.
I do actually have the audio right now. So
here we go. Can't wait. Cody Whitehair. This is going to be epic, folks.
It's Cody Whitehair talk.
Oh my God,
guys! That I realized while putting this together, there's something called a post-June 1st designation.
Yeah.
So when you cut a guy, you can make him pre-June 1st, post-June 1st, without getting into too many of the particulars. Cody Whitehair's contract right now looks uncuttable, untradeable. However, if he's a post-June 1st cut, and I'm not saying they should cut him. I'm just throwing this out there for you guys to consider as we're talking about the offensive line in the future. You actually create $6 million of cap space. It doesn't count much against your dead cap. Again, it's just interesting to me that that's the way his contract shapes out. And a lot of times those post-June 1st cuts take place later in the spring. Trey Burton was mid-April last year when the Bears already they had Jimmy Graham. At that point, they were probably clearly planning to take Cole Kmet or think.
So you get the gist of the idea there. If you cut him post-June 1st, you say $6 million.
If you're high on bars, you do that.
Yeah, if you're.
Why are we trying to? Listen. The obvious cut is Massey. That's the only one. Why are we trying to fuck up everything else? Leno's solid. You got Daniels at left guard. You got Mustafa at center. You got Cody at right guard. And then you sign or you draft a tackle. If you draft a day one tackle, he should start.
I just found it interesting because the problem is our cap position. That's what it is.
Yeah, but then you keep Bars and Ifedi as backups, and then you actually have something. Oh my God, you actually have a solid line. Maybe a 15th to 17th ranked line. I'm not talking about some world beaters, but just again chasing fucking decent. Like, you're so far and away better from Rashad Coward bullshit, from converting tight ends bullshit. Like, you actually have like 5 guys who can play at that point. Or the other theory would be you cut both tackles and you take that $18 million and you pay a top tackle, and then you draft one in the first round, and that's the other.
I think play. The theory goes on to say that it's a move basically that you would do if you had a cash strap situation, bringing a high quarterback with a high payroll. That would be the move you would make to clear up that extra space.
I'm just telling you that there's a little bug in people's ear out there, and I'm sure it's in Nagy's ear, that's kind of like, maybe we figured out the offensive line. I'd sure like to see Nick Foles play with this new offensive line. Boy, maybe it wasn't Nagy and Foles sucking, even though it was the offensive line's fault, right? It was the offensive line's fault. So now that we have an offensive line, Nick Foles is just going to pull his big Nick Foles wang out and slap it on everybody's forehead, right? I mean, that's what somebody somewhere is thinking about, right?
Sure.
It's going to be
And
interesting
those-
to see. I mean, I could see that cut happen, and you get James Daniels back. You have Barsh that he played pretty damn well this year,
Yeah.
and like with Foles, like I don't know, man, if they think they can run that back, but like I did a mock, and I ended up drafting 2 tackles first and second round. Those are the best players available. So there are some tackles that would step right in here.
Sorry, the
Forehead action.
Forehead action. He does not want that mushroom stamp forehead.
You don't want any of that big Foles swanging there, Trubisky. Is I don't want any of that forehead action. Well, I'm just saying, like, because Nagy's still in his heart of hearts. Nagy's still
they're invested in the Foles, man.
Right. Nagy still does not want to give up on the dream.
No,
Like,
but you still need to draft. You would have to draft the quarterback. That's the thing.
As
So, like,
soon
where
as-
are you going
as
to upgrade
soon-
those ends tackles?
Right, but as soon as Mitch leaves town, Nagy's like Smokey and Friday, like, I'll be talking again. Like, I mean, he's shut up now because he thought his job was on the line. But Sweaty Teddy and Ned Flanders said, no, you guys are cool for a couple more years. So Nagy's about to go right back to his bullshit when he gets a new quarterback in there. Or if he gets Nick Foles, or, I mean,
No,
what do you think he's
trade up.
drafting?
We end up trying to finagle something, a trade up to get Trevor Lawrence.
Do you think but let me ask you this. Nagy's now in charge of the quarterbacks, basically, right? I mean, that's kind of what's being said, is that Nagy's the head honcho in the quarterbacks department of the Bears.
No more
What do you think
rags.
he's drafting for? You think he's drafting for this dumbed down high school Mitch system, or he's drafting for the big boy Reed full boat system? He's drafting for the fucking Reed system. He's not drafting a guy to just be a guy.
Like
Like,
that,
he wants-
and that's like where Trey Lance, yes, 20 college games, I get it, but like if you bring somebody in here like a Tyrod Taylor that can let him sit and learn, that
I
kid,
agree. And
granted,
that also-
receivers, oh man, they get separation
The whole
like we
thing-
haven't ever seen here. Like
That also. Go ahead.
Sorry, some people would say that Nick Foles can do that. The problem with Nick Foles is he's paper mache.
Right.
He's
Well, that's the thing is, are you going to carry 3 quarterbacks?
You'd have to protect him.
No, but like really,
Not-
you'd have to
not-
carry 3. You'd have to have 3 on the roster. The
yeah, 'cause
49ers
it's
did
super
it.
hard to get out of that Foles deal.
Right.
The 49ers did it all year, and that's what let me know that Garoppolo was definitely gone, because they carried Beathard and Mullins because they didn't want to lose either one of those guys. So. And both of them suck, and I don't think either one of them is going to be the quarterback. I think that's a sneaky destination for Stafford.
Well, we're
Is
getting
the-
CJ
the-
Beathard.
The 49ers? No, I think that the 49ers could sneakily end up with Matt Stafford. Just saying. Everybody's thinking Matt Ryan. I don't think the Falcons are trading Matt Ryan. I
I
think
could
they
see
would hurt.
Stafford and Indy too.
Yeah, maybe. Their offensive coordinator just got a head coaching job. He's the head coach of the Eagles.
Wow.
Like, really? Okay.
The carousel
I
mover.
guess. Like, the Colts offense was all that, huh? That's what you're telling me?
And there's your answer though. They realize that Frank Reich was the guy, not Peterson. So they're bringing somebody in that worked under Reich now. It's just like kind of like you said, like a carousel.
Yeah, it's just throwing darts. Like, they just, it's kind of like the draft. They just hope that it works out. Like, they hope that these guys can get something out of these players, and these players will peak at the right times. I mean, it's just a crapshoot. Like, nobody could have predicted that Robert Quinn was going to be this bad. Now, people didn't like the signing and said he wasn't going to work for this system. And
I don't understand why Jay Rogers didn't rub off on him, being that we were in 4-3 and that dude was on the line sometimes. Like,
Well,
where was the magic?
Yeah, right. Like, exactly. Like, they're talking about all this. Oh, then Quinn can play with his hand in the dirt. He did that.
And
Like
Jay
it didn't
Rogers
work.
was the D-line coach. You think he would have talked to him and just like
Right.
that magic wand that is Jay Rogers.
Right. So that's what's we're left with is it's not, the Bears are kind of on this like, well, we're not really going to hire the top guys. We're going to hire like the friends of
I would
ours.
say this, when we hired Pagano, they said it was a 2-day process. Maybe it's a better thing that we don't hire somebody right now. Maybe it's a better thing that we take our time and maybe get it right. Pray that we get it right.
Listen,
will they be on the field or in the booth though? I mean, that's the
if it's on the grass.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick some games yet. We got games to pick too. Don't forget, boys.
we do. So right now in the good old pick 'em, I'm 8-2. Jerry, you're 7-3, and AA, you are 3-7, man.
It's because I just keep trying to pick the opposite to mix it up. That's what I'm telling myself.
There's only
Some
2 games to pick today.
Bear connections on every team left too. You got Frazier, like I said, Frazier and Babbage, and for the Bills doing the defensive thing over there. You got a coach we let go in Arians coaching the Bucks. You got Amos in Green Bay, and we got a coach from Kansas City because we were so hyped, right? And they have a quarterback that we didn't pick. So Bears connections everywhere there.
Oh, thanks for that.
Always are.
So what do you guys got here? Packers versus Bucks.
Brian.
I'm taking Tampa, man, because of the story I want to see play out. I want to see the Bills. I want to see the Bills get there. I want to see them have Tom Brady as a sacrificial lamb to get their first Super Bowl because that dude tormented their franchise for years. That's what I want to see. Fuck the Packers. I'll take the Bucks.
Antoine Winfield. How do you feel about that? AA. Another missed project, right?
I mean, I just again, it's like I felt like there was a big need and they didn't fill it. I mean, I was listening to something and they were talking about how the Bears tried to trade up to 37 for Kmet.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out and they still ended up getting him.
Well, we got Jalen, but they could have still got Chin. They still could have got Chin with that second pick, but it's like then it's like Jalen played pretty well too, but Chin was pretty awesome also.
All right. Well, I'm going to employ reverse psychology. I'm going to pick the Packers.
That has to hurt.
I
get it, but I can't say it.
I didn't say what I was going to pick them to do. I just said I was going to pick them.
You're hoping that it curses them somehow.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I would love.
They look really damn good, and I hate to say that, but their run defense has gotten obviously better. And if Rodgers is playing Rodgers ball, they're going to be damn hard to beat.
I'm hoping Vita Vea comes back 100% healthy.
Right, Vita Vea coming back is a big factor. I think the Bucs defense is actually really good. I think Ronald Jones' health is a huge factor. The field's gonna be fine. That field's fucking.
No, they heat it when they want to. They don't heat it when they want to.
Yeah, but they're not a team that they want. They want Devontae Adams to be able to get loose. Like it helps them to have a little bit, faster track. They don't want a shitty field. Like, I'm not buying that. I mean, I think they'll have the field fine.
They'll have the field right for whatever cleats they feel like wearing. Not let the other team
of course. They're going to dial it up, but that's neither here nor there. They always do that. They're going to have every advantage. You're going to have the refs on their side. That's why it's hard for me to pick against them. But
the league loves Brady, too.
There's still Brady, and he's still Brady. Now, he didn't play good at all in the last game.
Tom playing at home in the Super Bowl, though?
But the one thing about Tom Brady is that he may be having a bad game, but he can when he's on your team, you just look up at the end of the game and go, oh, shit, we could still win this game. Yep. Somehow, no matter what, his fucking team in the fourth quarter, you go, oh, shit, they could still win this game. Always. And when he gets a turnover, when his defense hams in the ball in the short field, he does not miss.
Yo, you remember what he did to us in that snow game when we had Jay?
No.
I mean,
50 on us.
People think that, like, that game that Mitch had against the Patriots at Soldier Field was like one of his best games as a pro. He lost. He got smoked by Brady.
Right.
Like the game that Foles beat him, beat Brady. Brady threw for like 500 yards, bro. Like he didn't beat Brady. Like the Eagles defense finally made a play. Like after getting straight curb stomped all day, they finally came up and made a play. Like, come on now. And so I just have, but I still, all that being said, I just have a hard time seeing the Packers lose this game because it's in Lambeau, and it's just so. If it was not in Lambeau, I think you could make a stronger case. I don't know.
You love the risk it all because worst case scenario, I'm tied with JR if I'm wrong. So
maybe
I hope you're right, and I hope you win it outright.
Maybe the confidence. Maybe the Bucs have some confidence because they did get Rodgers to throw pick six, like which almost never happens. I don't know. Rodgers just playing so fucking good, man. Like I can't pick against him.
Okay, Packers it is. All right, so Bills Chiefs, man. I'm going with the Bills. I know the Chiefs are the Chiefs, but like I just want to see Buffalo get there, man, and like have a shot at a Super Bowl. That city deserves it. Like it's been since 93, 94 since they've been this far. Like 4 Super Bowls in a row. Yes, my brother's a fan, but the city itself, man, it'd be awesome to see them actually pull this off. Small market, really. Like
the sales of plastic tables will go through the roof.
Hey.
It'll look like TLC.
Yeah,
I've never seen that shit though. Like when I've been up there to tailgate, seeing it's not in the main area. Like it happens in the outskirts. Like
the Chiefs are not really the Chiefs this year. Like they've been in a lot of close games. Really, they haven't quite been able to. They've been a little inconsistent for them. They still have Kelsey and Hill, and they're still loaded with talent. But there's just something that I don't know. Like they're not the same. They're not consistently able to do it whenever they want. And Mahomes is banged up. He's got a foot. I don't think his head is going to be an issue, but his foot is definitely an issue.
It could be possible too. You remember when he was supposed to have season-ending surgery on his knee, and they like taped him up.
Right. And I just think that the Bills are really resilient. Like and listen.
They need to be able to run the ball at some point, though. There's going to be points in games where they're going to have to rely on the run, and
we're going to see
heavy.
Yeah, because in the regular season, the Chiefs said, "Okay, we can't throw it. You're not going to let us throw it. We're going to run the fucking ball," and they ran it for like 250 yards and beat the Bills. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think the Bills are a team that. Josh Allen has gone from being a guy who sometimes could throw you out of a game because he made a bad mistake or he would fumble or do something stupid, run out of bounds. He doesn't do that anymore. More often than not, he's throwing you into a game and he's keeping you to a game with his legs and his arm, and he consistently is able to do that. He's
almost a guy that was brought up for head coaching talk. I mean, he passes a lot. But some fans would be like, "Oh, people would be bitching if we were still here passing too much."
Right. And I think they're just always in the game. I think they still have a pretty damn good defense. I'm picking them mainly though because I think that just the Chiefs are not quite. They don't have that killer thing that they've had in the past where they could just roll off 3 touchdowns in a row. And I think Mahomes is banged up, so I'm going to pick the Bills.
It's been a great ride for the Bills. It ends here.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
I mean,
they're out here giving the NFL what they want. This is the matchup they want, Jared Packers Chiefs.
It's like this. I mean, Patrick Mahomes can and has the ability to remind people why he's the baddest man on the planet when he plays.
Yeah. There's a little bit of like Steph Curry in him though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like where he's kind of a home run hitter now, and I feel like it's not quite as consistent as it has been in the past.
That's where your coaching comes in. That's where Andy Reid's been like, "Hey, reel it in, kid." You got one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Right, but who also can get a little wonky sometimes. I mean,
Clock management's bad for him, but look, I want to see Buffalo. Ultimately, I don't want to see Green Bay, Kansas City. That's not what I want to see. I want to see Buffalo, and I want to see Tampa. But talent is what it is. There's a lot of talent.
I just think the Chiefs haven't been playing. I mean, they've needed their defense to step up too.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell over there.
Le'Veon Bell's not doing shit for them. He's not even getting snaps. Like
he's still there.
It's been Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, so what? He's still there. Like, what is he doing? He's not doing anything. It's all Kelsey and Hill. And Edwards-Helaire. There hasn't been any. Like, tell me about the big play Le'Veon Bell made for the Chiefs this season.
Good point.
You can't, because he hasn't done shit for them. I mean, it's interesting that they picked him up, but they haven't really had a chance to work him into the offense, in my opinion. So I don't know. I think the Bills have that magic and that juice this year, and I think the Chiefs they're a little hungover. Don't quite have that edge.
So there's two scenarios. I want to see the Bills beat the shit out of Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, but if it ends up being the Bills versus the Packers, I want to see what's his name there? Micah. What's his name? Micah Hyde. Yeah. Pick
Micah
6
Hyde.
to beat Rodgers.
I'd be all right. I don't care how we get there. Let's just pray to 6 foot or 6 pound.
The Bills got a 101-yard pick 6. That was insane. Can you imagine how hyped we would be about that shit if that happened for the Bears? I mean, I know it's happened in the past.
Joe, you want to get into that discussion about Jackson? Do we have enough time tonight? Yeah.
Oh, Lamar Jackson? Yeah, he doesn't throw the football worth of shit consistently. So it doesn't make him a quarterback. Sorry.
Oh, my
He's
God,
a running
bro.
back.
This is the worst football take. Like, Jared, I respect your opinion a lot of the time, man, but that's garbage.
Yeah, that's not a good take, Jared.
All right, whatever.
Dude had 36 touchdowns thrown last year. Ran for 7. He would have been our all-time franchise leading passer, touchdown thrower, probably yardage, and went 1,200 yards rushing on top of it. He would have been our leading rusher.
No rings.
Bro, he's 24 years old. How do you?
Come on, man. Come on, man. No.
If rings are, if we're Bears fans, bro, we're talking about no rings.
Yeah, Dan Marino sure sucks.
If he can rein it in and throw the
rings
consistently, there you go.
How about if he got some decent receivers? That dude is victimized by so many bad drops. That Hollywood Brown guy, dude, is a bad drop waiting to happen.
Led the league in pocket TDs in 2019. Bear Down Loyal just put that up.
No, good for him. You don't win Super Bowls with that guy. I'm sorry. You just don't.
Oh my God, Jared. It's a terrible take, bro.
It's probably going to be right, though.
It is not going to be right. They're going to sign Allen Robinson, and then you watch. They're going to sign Allen Robinson and some other guy.
People told him to try out at wide receiver in the combine. Shit. He said no.
Shit, bro.
24 years old. Come on.
It's all right.
Lamar Jackson is sick.
Oh, he's a sick athlete. Yes.
Oh, no, he's a sick quarterback.
That's like the Michael Vick argument back in the day.
Sidearm throws he makes traffic. Oh my God.
How many passing titles does he have?
Isn't that called we're kind of being hypocritical if we're going to say how many rings? Fuck, you telling me you want to take Lamar Jackson on our team?
Oh, I would take him in a heartbeat.
Oh my God! Lamar is going to get a number 1 receiver, and then it's going to be on. Okay. For real.
They went 14-2, and what happened in 2019?
Who is their best receiver?
Probably Hollywood Brown. I don't know.
Yeah, and that dude drops passes like crazy. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you get him, they were so desperate they signed Dez Bryant, bro. Yeah. That's how desperate they were for receivers. If they had give Lamar,
but you also also understand the offense they're running. It's not a traditional offense.
Doesn't matter. You need offensive. You need Willie fucking Snead. You need wide receivers, man. Like if they had Anthony Miller and Allen Robinson, if you put Anthony Miller,
bro,
Allen
Darnell Mooney with Lamar being able to extend plays,
it would be a wrap. It would be a fucking wrap. Lamar has no receivers, dude. Like he would kill for Mitch's 2017 lineup.
He's about to get them because they're all going to be available.
Gabriel said he's ready to come back.
Cool.
I'm just saying, you give him you put him on Baltimore with A-Rob or something.
Yeah, take the whole Bears wide receiver core: Miller, Gabriel, A-Rob. Fucking Lamar Jackson have 50 touchdowns. They lost their best offensive lineman, probably one of the best offensive linemen in the game that got paid. He has no fucking wide receivers. Oh my god, bro, he's sick. Like to say that he can't throw.
He's just not consistent enough as throwing. I'm sorry.
He won the league. He won the MVP last year, bro.
Good for him.
I admire how you're sticking to your guns.
He was like 36 touchdowns and 7 picks. It was something stupid like that.
I know. It'd all be Bears records.
He's not just good for the Bears, dude. Like he's not just. No.
He won the MVP, bro.
Look, you gotta. I just don't think I think he's just not as great a quarterback as everybody makes him out to be.
Oh my God.
I think he's a great running quarterback.
Are we still recording then?
That's fine. You have. I
know it's fine. I admire you for sticking to your guns, Sarah. It's an interesting hill to die on.
That's fine. When I'm right, I'm right.
That's so awesome.
Jared will not be doing quarterback evaluations for us this offseason. He'll be sticking to the O-line.
Okay. We're going to run triple option. We're going to run us a wing T because we got us a wing T quarterback. His name's Lamar Jackson.
When Allen Robinson has 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns for the Ravens, bro, you're going to do this show by yourself and just read box scores. I'm gonna make you read the full the full play-by-play. Like when you click play-by-play on the ESPN feed, it's like number 10, Mitch Trubisky passes to the left for 15 yards. There is a penalty on the full transcribed play-by-play. We're going to make you read a full game of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson runs to the left for 13, first down. Lamar Jackson passes up the seam for 42, touchdown. Lamar,
right,
bro.
Where Baltimore's passing game rank this past season?
I don't know. Where did our fucking passing game rank?
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
It's not. It's lower than 31.
All right, here you go. 2,757 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, 9 picks.
How many where does that rank in the NFL? Ranked 32nd.
What, their passing attack ranked 32nd?
32nd.
In what, total passing yards?
Yeah. 32nd. Now the rushing attack's ridiculous, but they're 32nd in passing. So I'm ridiculous one, right? Okay, cool.
I take those 26 touchdowns.
Cool.
When he threw that pick six, it was the first time in his career he had thrown an interception in the end zone.
No, that would be nice if we only had that happen.
That was the first time in his career, bro, that he had thrown an interception in the end zone.
Right on.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. 32nd in the NFL. 32.
Yeah, and they ran for 192 yards a game.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much time you can be on the field.
Okay, man.
And guess who ran for a lot of those
I
yards?
know it. They had 3,000-yard rushers.
So he gets no credit for that. Like, dude was like, well, I could throw it down the field. Instead, I'll run. But then when I get to the red zone, it's zip, zip, zing, zing. Laser beams, bro. Yeah, it wasn't for a lot of yards. All he did was throw touchdowns.
Oh, we went off when Mitch had like 500 yards rushing. Lamar had 1,200 last year.
Yeah. What was it? It was like when
season.
Tom Jackson used to be like, all he does is catch touchdowns. This is all Lamar Jackson does is throw touchdowns. Like, he doesn't throw it down the field to get to the touchdown to the red zone. He runs it there, but then when he gets there, pow, 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 pow. It's fucking laser show. Like, come on. Come on, man.
Not
All right. We're going to let you off the hook for now, but we will revisit this topic.
That's fine. I'll stand by that.
Maybe we'll get some announcement between now and the next time we do this to see where DC is at least.
Nobody knows.
James Betcher, friend to Matt Nagy.
Get your ass.
Come on, Bum Phillips.
Matt Nagy loves James Betcher because his fridge is always full of MGDs.
Oh, there'll be like a video, yeah.
And he keeps a pocket full of mayonnaise packets for any occasion.
Hopefully we don't hear any news like we lost our sushi chef or the
Yeah, right. That's Allen Robinson's favorite thing, right? And then it'll be like, oh my god, the smoothies! No, the smoothies! The Twitter will be like, this organization is a joke. Those players need smoothies. I'm in a roof of the Chargers. Bolt up, motherfuckers!
Oh.
They lost the Smoothie King.
We did lose Tyler Bray.
Well, did Tyler Bray get hired as the offensive coordinator for somebody? Is that what happened? Because, I mean, he might as well, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like, if you can hire every ex-roommate of Sean McVay, I suppose by proxy you can hire, apparently they think that, like, Charles London went to the Falcons to be the quarterback's coach. So, like, they like Charles London so much, and dude, smart dude, went to Duke. Like, I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm sure he can coach whatever position he wants. He'll put his mind to it. But it's just a little weird, right? Like, it's a little weird that the Falcons took our running back coach to be the quarterback coach and then took Ragone to be the offensive coordinator. Like, I mean, I know Arthur Smith's going to be running the show, but that's weird. Not going to lie. Like, and if those dudes leave and blow up, I'm going to be like, wait. Was Nagy holding them back?
Right.
Or did he take some of the magic with them? I mean, do they really love that run to the L play that much? Like, the Falcons are like, we got to get us some of that? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just weird. I don't know. This hiring cycle is very strange.
We got a lot of those pieces that were in place. Like I said at the beginning, like they got a lot of work to do building this coaching staff back up.
Right. Well, no, it's what I joked about is that everyone just wants a piece of that good Bears culture, right? Like, they'll hire anybody that can get them a little slice of that culture pie, that delicious frothy.
Get on that collaboration train.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, no matter what, everyone will fucking overreact to it, and everyone will tell you they're a goddamn expert. Like, they'll pull out some DVOA shit out of their ass and tell you about this and that. And, it wasn't Todd Bowles or James Betcher came in. He developed Barnaby McFarblesnarn, and he was a UDFA from Flang to Flame. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, this dude will come here and he'll either do well or he won't. And, like, it's not an opportunity for you to fucking take a victory lap over it. Yeah, I think it was Lester. It was Lester that said today, Lester Wilfon from Windy City Grin, and it was like, you don't get to take a victory lap if you called something that everybody fucking called. Like, if there's literally everyone saying it, you don't get to fucking toot your own horn about it. Even if you only have 50 followers and you only follow 10 people, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but we're going to get into this shit where everybody's going to throw 10 names out from the draft that they like, and then say I was right. Like
No, absolutely.
the real
This
shit show
is
starting out.
fucking receipt building season.
Yeah.
Let me curate my receipts and fucking put them in a special folder so I can unleash them, and tell everybody how my all 22 subscription is the best of all.
Ultimately, with these new coaches, talent helps. You got to have talent.
Right. The coaches make the players as much as vice versa. Like, come on.
So Rags didn't go anywhere because our quarterback room didn't go anywhere. So
You got to be able to identify the talent, though, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, it's going to be really interesting. Are they going to really, are the Falcons really going to, be the Titans? Is that the goal? I don't know. That's not,
No, I don't get that.
They can't run like that. They're not going to be able to run the ball like that.
Which 85 Bears team member will they bring in next?
Yeah, well, that's a joke. It's going to be like, yeah, Mongo for fucking head coach. What else? They got, what other roles do we have to fill? We got to fill running back coach. So let's get Thomas Jones to come be the running back coach, which actually would probably be pretty cool. But he's doing too well as an actor to mess with that.
Right.
Forte would be a terrible coach.
Forte's on some shit. I don't think he would.
Nah, Forte's big mad. He would. I don't think he'd be a good coach anyway.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. We're in a holding pattern.
Right.
We really don't know anything more than we knew last week, other than all these people that we wanted fired are now leaving, and now everybody's freaking out. You know what? You can't have it both ways, kids.
Yeah, just stop. Everyone just stop it. Just chill out. You didn't know who these fucking... not saying you didn't know, but, nobody was, no, I don't see anybody pulling receipts out saying that Brandon Staley was going to do all this.
Right.
Because nobody fucking knew.
Well, you didn't have Aaron
Except
Donald.
for Fangio. Right.
No, he's got Aaron Donald and everything works.
Literally
what the sad part is? There's still 2 games left to be played in the playoffs, and we're sitting here talking about this shit.
Right.
Right.
Reality.
But you literally gave this dude 2 of the best, maybe 5 or 6 players in the game, and defensive players in the game, and Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Oh my God, what a genius!
Right.
He's a genius. It's okay. I just don't know. Doesn't matter who they hire when everyone gets fired. No.
Oh, I heard we weren't no lame ducks.
They're not getting fired. That's the thing. Check it out.
They bring in a rookie. They got
when they bring in the rookie, it's like they hit the little reset clock. Ding ding, 2 more years, guaranteed. They are in the long game with these dudes.
If Trey Lance falls to us, they better go.
Take away my hope. Here's some reality for you. That's what it is.
They're married to these dudes. They like them. They make them very happy. I can't wait. Here's what's going to happen, and this is kind of...
Here we go.
Sorry, Trey Lance or Mac Jones, if they're both available.
Me?
Who would I take at that spot? Mac Jones.
Trey Lance?
I take Trey. I think he has more starts than Mac Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but
if you're falling to 20 as a quarterback,
Trey Lance is playing glorified high school football. He's it's not. They're just hoping that like we said before, that he can, he can be the
I really feel bad
Wentz
for him
model.
too. I feel bad for him because with all the COVID shit, their conference had to shut down because of it.
Right, and they played that one exhibition game just for him, basically.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know. Trey Lance is Josh Allen as the crazy high ceiling.
Okay.
Right, but there's a wild card factor to that. You don't know what is going to happen. I feel like Mac Jones has a lower ceiling, but has a higher floor.
We were here with Mitch too.
He's smart. No, Mitch was seen as a high ceiling guy.
Right on cue.
No, what you want to talk about? You want to talk about Mormon Mitch? Fucking
No, I'm
Wilson?
not talking about Mac Jones. I hear a lot of people are high on Mac Jones, and I like what he does. But Alabama can be blinding, man. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. It can.
Well, a lot of those guys are going to the Senior Bowl, evidently. So we'll see how that works.
I mean, you have to have an offensive line around Mac Jones. Like, you have to have talent around, like a lot of talent around him. That's what he's proven. But like, I like what the potential of him. But I don't know. I think Alabama's buyer beware, in my opinion. Like, just my opinion.
All right, let's wrap this up. You guys
At
got
quarterback.
any shade?
No, I threw no shade.
So
Well, not really shade, but what is up with all the circle jerk things on Twitter? Like, how many circle jerks?
Actually, all that like fucking look at my circle of friends, Facebook, MySpace shit.
What?
Shit is corny. Everybody's posting these things where it's like their little ring of fucking, happy, and everybody they interact with gets a little circle.
The
and
profile pic goes in the circle.
Yeah, it's like the people that you like people have like Adam Schefter in there. Like, come on! Like, I've seen ones where it's like Dave Portnoy, and like that's not your boy. Like, that's not your friend. Like, quit act. Like, what is this shit? Like, it's like that's the equivalent of like fucking being like a nerdy pin collector. Like
the
these dudes like
made a couple. So,
huh?
Easy, big fella.
Yeah, shout out to the people that fucking our Twitter was on your little corny poster. That was cool of you. Like, thanks for putting our button on your fucking jean jacket, you nerd.
I got my button today, my COVID shot button. I got my second round today.
Get your second shot.
Yeah, man. Just arm soreness, but yeah, me and Jay are ready to tailgate. We're fully vaccinated, man.
Did your arm fall off and it turned into a snake?
No.
And out of the snake's mouth came a skull, and out of the skull's mouth?
But I did the 23andMe before I got the shot because it's supposed to erase all your DNA. So there's that.
What?
Yeah, about that conspiracy.
Is that
shit?
TB12?
No, like if you get the shot.
TB12 plus 11?
No, there's actually people out there peddling that shit that it erases your DNA. So like,
they're injecting you with. I love the people that are like they're injecting you with a microchip. They said on the electronic device that scans everything about you.
I'm good with that microchip, bro. My wife watches all those murder mystery things. I can't. I walk out of the room. I'm like, no. Like, put that microchip in my ass because if I go missing, I want to be freaking.
It's not low jack, dude. It's not like the pound. It's not like you're a stray dog that gets chipped. People.
That microchip. That's what I want.
Right. Oh my god. That is true though. They could put them in dogs, right? That's how the dogs get chipped.
Yeah.
Blip, blip. They give them that. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, Jerry, you got any shade? You want to throw shade at
all the
Hobby Lobby?
All the fire everyone's.
Yeah, fuck the fire everyone's. That was us too. We didn't flip.
No. This is what you get.
Yeah.
I might throw. Yeah, I'll throw shade.
Crying about Jay Rogers. Get out of here. Jamie Newman. Who the fuck is Jamie Newman? Looking, Trubisky is talking about Jamie Newman. Like, who is that? Like, who?
I think that's why he's putting that up.
That you made that name up. Like, people keep coming up with Jamie Newman. You don't know Jamie Newman. Come on.
Yeah, I'll throw some shade.
Yeah,
it's a prophecy type shade, but like it's like the draft season bullshit starting. So like all these like so-called experts, like I said before, man, like
the doctors of the world. Are there any doctors of draft?
We're gonna throw our opinions out there, but we're not gonna tell you. No, we're not gonna spend an hour telling you why we're right. Like, you know what I mean? It just gets stupid this time of year. All these predictions.
Right. We're gonna try to have some people that know some shit on too.
Yeah. But like, we're never gonna tell you that we have the definitive like cultish type bullshit. Like,
no,
it's just wild, man. This is where Twitter gets wild. All the freaking people that people get hung up on, draft time arguments. Yeah, it's about to get hot.
Hot and her.
All right, that's it. This is another episode of The Tailgate Show.
The Bars.
The end of the line.
Oh.
Dang.
That was dark.
No.
It's a train reference.
Yeah.
It was nice to get back to a little normalcy, though.
Wow.
yesterday,
Did
wasn't
you
it?
just go there?
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Train reference.
See you out there.
Fuck you.
Woo!